So have you given any interview now?
No, actually, the last interview I gave was this company,
Okay.
uh, 3.5 years back. So I joined as an intern here. So it was a 6 month internship, but after 4 months, I was offered a permanent role.
Okay.
So I have not given any interview since last 3.5 years. So actually, this is currently I'm having a first interview.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will ask you two things then. So how much you are rate yourself in JavaScript and Angular?
Rate yourself.
Yes, out of 10.
Okay, for JavaScript, I would rate around 7, and for Angular also 7.
Okay. And what version you are working with Angular now?
14.
14.
14, yes.
Okay. And what is the latest version right now?
18.
Okay. So are you following those features? What they have been introducing new things?
Yeah, yeah, I checked the latest, means what are the new things, but I mean the company is not interested in upgrading the versions. So
No, that's fine. But are you
yeah,
following?
yeah, I'm following the new
See,
update.
company will not think about that. So because you want to switch, okay. So you should know all the latest.
Correct, correct, yeah.
That's fine, no problem. Okay, so I will start with first couple of questions in the JavaScript, then we'll move to the Angular.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so you might heard about the closures, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the use of closure first of all?
So closure means whenever you have a function, means nested functions. So means the closure keeps track of all its lexical environment or the parent of that function. So means in closure, you can access the outer variables also. So which includes the variable of the parent and also the global variables. So means a closure in with closures, the means the variables are not garbage collected, so it stays. We can use later on also.
Okay, and when it will get garbage collected?
So means um, I think so. When it means we assign. I'm not sure actually, but I think so. When we assign it some null or undefined.
No. Okay, so you created one closure. Okay, you are calling that closure into the one variable, and you are calling that variable to get the inner function. Okay, as soon as you call that inner function, it will get off. Okay, because that cycle get completed now,
Okay, yeah.
kind of. Okay, so you can try to create a event loop for that. So you can find the online editor as well for that. So online JavaScript compiler, if you write now, then you will get online compilers, okay, with the event loop, and create a closure over there and test it. When the closure get removed from the stack, exactly, so you will
Yeah.
understand in better way. Okay, so you might heard about the objects methods. Any objects method do you know?
Uh, so means mostly I have used object.keys entries and uh, so means a normal basic object. Mm, so means object.keys is to get all the keys of that object, and
Hmm.
entries will give a array of key value pairs.
Hmm.
So basic other than that, delete I think so, add. So we can also use with we can do create also, object.create to create a new object. Uh, I think so prototype also will be there.
Okay.
Yeah, means these are the basic I have used. I'm not sure.
Have you heard about object.seal?
Yeah, object.seal will seal its state. Means we can we cannot add or delete from that, but we can, I think so, update the values.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about object.freeze?
So the freeze will completely freeze the object, means we will not be able to perform any actions on that object. So we will only be able to read that object.
If I want to try to delete something, then in which case it will work?
Uh, in freeze, it will not work, I think so,
Mhm.
because it is completely only read. But in seal also, it will not work.
Test it once.
Uh,
Okay, so can you share your screen? I
yeah.
have shared you one link in the chat. Can you open that as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have objects over here.
Okay.
By mistakenly, I have added console log. My question was that what will be the output of this?
Okay.
Okay, so now tell me, if I want to add this pin code in the address, so how can I add it?
Um,
Add any value. Okay, and if I want to delete it after adding, mm,
delete. Mm,
it is a delete keyword, not like this. Delete, and you can use that what we want to add now. Okay, so this is how it works.
okay.
Okay, so what is the normal function and arrow function difference?
So normal function is hoisted and arrow function is not hoisted actually. So this is the first difference. Um, the means normal function also affects the this keyword. Means with normal function, the this refers to that current object, but with arrow function, it directly goes to the parent or the global context.
Okay,
So,
so okay, so in that term, suppose we have normal function, okay, and if I have this object address now, okay, and I'm getting value Delhi and ABC.
okay.
Okay, suppose and inside that, uh, okay, so let me ask you directly the question. So what is call, apply, and bind?
So means call we can uh, suppose we have a function with an inner function. So we can call that function and provide the this means where it should refer the uh, means we can provide a reference. So that function will refer to that object instead of its parent or its current. With call we can do that. With bind, apply is also same, but it takes input as a in array. So we can provide the this keyword as a first parameter, and second we can provide an array of inputs. With bind returns actually a function, with the provided this and the input parameters, and call and apply will directly call that function.
Okay, but when we use it, means what is the use of it? In what condition we have to use this something? So that was my question.
Okay, so mostly we can create a class with globally. So we can use that class in different scenarios. So with different uh, sup suppose this is the address, so we can create a normal I think so a function, but we can provide a different address based means we can bind the different address based on the user. So it will be a common function, but the inputs the values will be different based on the user.
Okay, read about it more.
Yeah.
I have pasted a small code in the chat, not in the chat, in that over there.
Yeah.
So tell me some function I have created at the bottom.
Okay.
Okay, so what it will print in the console when I run this?
So it will be A and B. B will be not defined. C will be also not defined
Okay, and why?
because it exists in this block. So means they are block scoped currently, and C will be also undefined. Means here also it will be means there will be no output in this both scenario because they exist in this block.
Yeah, but something should be print in the console, correct? No output means what?
So means it will be not defined.
Hmm? Not define or undeclare or something or what error?
Mm,
Reference error you will get, correct?
yeah, reference error.
You can run if you want. You will get a reference error for that.
For C also we will get reference error or it will be undefined.
What?
C.
C also will get an error. See, we have a function scope, okay, variable. It's not
Okay.
a,
Okay.
yeah, so that's why it will get an exception over there as well.
Yeah, reference error.
Yeah. Okay, so let me paste a small code again for you. So let me comment out first. Okay, so you can copy these things later. Okay, we see in the chat, just scroll down. Okay, so we have an array. Okay, in console.log array of 2, and I'm printing array of length. Okay, then I'm assigning length equal to 0.
Hmm.
I have to access that again. So what do you think? What will be the output of it?
So firstly, this will print 3 and 3 and 5 means the length is 5 and this one 3. Here the array becomes empty array, so this will give an error.
Hmm.
I am not sure about the error, what will be the error, but it will be mostly index out of bound, something similar to that. So means this will throw an error, means the code will break here only.
It will not break exactly, but you can try to run code. Just uncomment both the lines and
Yeah, this is okay. Okay, means it will provide 0 and error, undefined and 0. Okay.
yeah, so it will not be an error. Okay, so you might heard about the immediately no function, correct?
What? Can you repeat?
IIFE,
I
immediately
I
no. function. Yeah.
Okay, immediate invoke function.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
So what is the use of it?
Mm, So mostly this will the function invokes means when it is declared, but I'm not sure the
Okay. Read
uh,
about it. Okay.
yeah, I'm not sure about it.
This might be a common question mostly get asked. Okay, and the question I have pasted, that was the based on that only.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so why it will print zero? Why not one? That was my question. Maybe, but once you read about it little bit more, then you can realize that why it is printing a zero, not one.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so you can read about that.
Yeah.
Okay, suppose I want to create a global variable in JavaScript. So how can I create?
Means means this will be a global variable.
Which one?
Yeah.
So do you think where is a global variable? It's a
This
function scope.
this is not functions. This means this will be available globally.
And if I don't use a where, then
This I mean
if I don't use late const where, then
this will be also means it will be treated as where.
and why?
Mm, I think so. Without any means if we don't provide var latent const, it will think of it as where means it will assign it as a var.
Read about it as well. It
Sorry.
will be treated as a global variable.
Yeah.
Okay,
Means
so
I have not actually used JavaScript
I know I
anything for means yeah,
as an Angular developer, React developer, no one knows that
yeah, correct.
level of
Yeah.
JavaScript. But
Means I just learned JavaScript recently means
but the problem is that the
correct,
HR will ask you how much salary do you want.
correct. Yeah.
Okay, so they will expect all these things from you. They will not say that as an Angular developer you can be not if you don't know JavaScript that's fine. So make
Correct,
sure
correct,
that you know the concepts properly. Okay. So that's why I mostly ask if you see our videos, so the
correct.
mostly question are related to JavaScript because I know too many people are stuck in the JavaScript.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is ES6?
Uh, ECMAScript JavaScript means it is the mm, latest means it is the latest means which introduced latent const.
So it is not a latest now. It's right now ES9 or something is coming.
Okay. So ES6 was I think so 2015 it was released.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So what they have added at that time? Any idea?
so means I only know that latent const were added at that time.
Okay.
Before that only where was there. So
Too many things they have added. REST parameter, spread operator, restructuring.
yeah,
So you are already using those things in your projects.
correct, correct, yeah.
Okay. They have added some of the operators as well. Set operator, map operator, string method, array dot from, key, find, index,
Okay, okay.
default parameter. What is default parameter then? Now tell me.
So means for if we want to provide a default to this, correct?
Hmm.
We can directly assign some value to it.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be treated as a default parameter. If there is nothing provided in yours, so it will take this one as default.
Mm-hmm.
If
Okay.
provided, it will take this as a input.
And what is rest parameter then?
So means if we provide any other means we can provide more inputs and
More input means?
Means it can take more than one input. So one input
Okay, okay, got it.
expected.
And you are talking in terms of something else.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, have you used array reduce method?
Yeah.
In what condition you use that? Means when you use it.
Mostly in my means in when I'm getting an array of objects means basically so for grouping the object based on a particular key I've used that, and for means getting a total sum in some cases. For report for showing the graphs, mostly I've used to calculate the total.
Okay. Any other methods do you know of array?
Means array find, index, filter, map, reduce.
So, what is different between array dot find and array dot filter?
So array dot find will return a specific element if means if there means it if it exists in that array, it will return an element, that specific element, and filter will filter out that one. Means if the condition is if that equals to that, then it will return the particular elements, or it will filter that out of the array.
Okay. Okay.
So
So, you might heard about the array dot flat method.
array dot flat.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it will if the array consists of nested arrays,
Hmm.
so it will return a single array with all the values of the nested also, means in a single array. So it will remove the nested arrays.
Okay. And what is the syntax for it? Just a minute. Use this array and try to make it as a already declared array one. Okay.
Hmm? So it does not okay. So it I think so goes only one level deep.
What you have to pass then?
Mm, okay, depth.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If you don't know how many depths will be there, then
Um, I'm not sure. -1. No.
infinity is there, infinity.
Okay. Okay.
So we can use. Now you have you heard about flat map now?
Flat map.
Yeah,
Mm,
this is flat now. So I'm asking now flat map.
no, no, I have not heard and used that
Okay, so check that as well.
flat map.
Yep. Okay. So what is JavaScript modules?
JavaScript models,
Module.
modules. I'm not sure actually.
You're using in Angular. You create a module file and you import somewhere route module.
Yeah,
So kind of
in
something
case
in
of
JavaScript.
JavaScript, um,
Note down that. Okay. Because
yeah,
in TypeScript as well, it is coming from JavaScript itself, correct? So it's
yeah,
there already in JavaScript. Okay. Okay, so we'll move to Angular now. Okay.
yeah.
Uh, Angular 14 you are working, correct? What
Uh,
version? 14?
yeah, 14.
Okay. Okay, so let me give you one small example. Can you open stack please? Angular spinner progress bar, spinner not progress bar. Let me give you a link so you can open that. Can you open this link? I'm pasting in the chat. Let it load. Yep, it is loaded for me. Okay, go to source app app.html.
Hmm.
Remove last three progress bar. Just keep first one.
All this.
Yeah, yeah, correct. Remove everything. Okay. So now we have value 40.
Hmm.
So I want a logic to increment and decrement that. So if I do click on plus, then it should show a 50. If I pass minus, then it should go back to 40 again. So what do you think what we have to do?
Let me check. Should I comment this or let me
Yep.
do?
You can comment out or you can create another variable.
I'm creating another variable.
You work with Angular material.
Yeah, I've worked, but mostly I've used Bootstrap. But for some components, I also use materials.
Okay.
And unexpected. Yeah, I think so. It will.
Okay. So now go back to the code in spec, not in.
Mhm.
So here exactly we're trying to create a interval for each 1 second. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. And now if you use the same variable over here, so it will try to increment and decrement every time. Just
Mm.
add at line number, replace that value variable with your variable at line number 18. Okay. So now what it will try to do, it started downgrading. Okay. If you increase now, you're increasing one, it is decrementing by two, correct?
Mm.
But still, if you see, it is taking its value, not your value.
Correct. Yeah.
Incrementing. Okay, so this is for homework for you. Okay, you can check.
Okay.
Okay. Now we'll move to the next question. So if you see here, interval we are using from RxJS.
Hmm.
Okay, so have you used any other operator from RxJS in your code?
Yeah, mostly I've used tap, debounce, catch error, map. Uh, mm,
Have you heard about switch map?
yeah, switch map also.
Okay, so what is the use of it?
So switch maps takes the latest takes the means in case of mostly I've used in case of APIs. So mostly it will cancel out all the previous pending APIs and take means proceed with the latest one. So
Okay,
means if there are any pending, means suppose there is one pending HTTP request of mine and the user clicks on refresh again. So it will cancel the previous one and take the latest. It will, means again send a HTTP call.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so it will
Suppose,
take the fresh value.
okay. So, okay, let me share my screen now. For a minute. Is it visible to you?
Uh, mm, I should stop sharing my screen, or
Yeah, you can stop.
yeah, it's visible. White screen is visible
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, correct. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Suppose you calling one API from here. Okay.
Hmm.
It gives you records of users. Okay. Array
Okay.
or something or objects. One. Suppose you call active user API. Okay. Active AU API. You called. You get 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if user is logged in your code and it user ID is 1. Okay.
Hmm.
Based on the API response of first, you want to call with this get detail for this API. Okay. Another API something get user detail kind of something. Okay. You
Hmm.
want to get the data for this one. Okay. So how you will write this code? You get my question?
Yeah, I got your question.
So based on this first API, okay, we'll get one response res
Uh,
in subscribe, correct? And
correct.
based on this, you will check user. If condition is this, then it goes for this one, and that API should call now from with for one. So, do you think we can use switch map in this case?
Fetch map,
Switch map.
switch map. Yeah, actually, switch map will also work with this. We will just have to handle some logic in the switch map. Um, Actually, I have not used in this way. Mostly, I take the output in a variable and again call an HTTP call. So mostly it's in switch map when we call means API, so we can wait for the response and then with the help of response we can again uh, do an API call for with that specific result.
Okay. So check this scenario. Okay. Mostly
Okay.
such kind of scenario comes many times in a code. So
Yeah,
we can handle it with a switch map.
yeah, means yeah, I have not used switch map in means the way you mentioned, but normal, yeah, in normal way, not in complex manner.
Okay. So next thing now. Okay.
Okay.
Suppose you have let me type. Okay. Suppose you have three APIs. First, suppose get user data. Okay. I'm writing. You are calling some analytics data. Getting some dashboard data. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You want to call these three APIs. Okay.
Okay.
And once all the API get response, then only you should get the data properly in a
Uh,
code, in a component somewhere. So how do you handle this scenario?
I think so. Merge map will work in this case.
Okay. So what is merge map first?
So merge map will merge all the response of the means all the result of the API calls. It will merge in a single uh, response and it will means send ahead in one way.
Have you used it?
I have not used it, but I have means read about it.
Okay. Okay. Then try to use a merge map. Okay.
Yeah.
Once. And if it is working, then let me know as well. Okay. So we have fork join.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. In a fork join, you will pass an array with this. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
1, 2, 3, and once it get resolved, you will get one response. Okay.
Combined response. Okay.
Combined response for all of them. Okay. And from there, you can get your data. One means your first API data like this.
Correct, yeah.
this slash this. Okay, this will be like this.
Correct, correct.
This is the one thing I can use. Okay. Okay, so now next thing in RxJS itself. So tell me, how can I unsubscribe or something in a code?
Unsubscribe means if you have a subscription, so
Hmm.
you can just
Suppose, see,
uh,
let me give an example. Let me remove this first now. God, why it is not taking whole thing. Okay. Suppose why it is not allowing. Okay. Suppose you have interval. Okay. We have seen that interval correct over there.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So every 1 second it is getting trigger. Suppose we have written interval based on 1 second. Okay.
Okay.
As soon as it comes to 30, I have to stop it, this interval. So
Okay.
how can I do this?
So means there is a take operator. Take means we can use take while or take until with a provided condition.
Hmm.
So it will take until that condition and it will automatically unsubscribe to that. So
Yeah.
means yeah.
And any other thing with it, automatically unsubscribe, you will pass your condition. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, so based on, now this happened based on your conditions. Okay.
correct, yeah.
30, if you don't know or something coming from the back end, so most of time we create a subject. Okay.
Yeah, we could create a subject
And
and with
subject dot next,
yeah,
as soon as I add that subject dot next, it will remove from that.
correct, yeah.
Okay, let me stop again, that's fine. Okay,
With
so
subject dot next, I think so it will store a value in that subject and with complete it will complete the subject.
yeah, it based on your need when you want
Ah,
to do that. Okay.
correct, okay. So mostly I use behavior subscription for
Mm.
similar scenarios. So I just unsubscribe when the work is done. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so what is attribute directive and structural directive?
So structural directives mostly comes with a asterisk. So ng if ng for can be considered as structural directives. Uh, Attribute directive alters the DOM means we can say a styling. So styling attributes it can be ng style ng class. So it can be considered as attribute directives.
Okay.
So structural directive also comes means when we pass the component selector, so it also comes under structural directive.
Okay. And what is host listener and host binding?
So host listener is basically we listen to a event on the particular element we have passed in host listener, and host bind means we bind that specific element and we perform some operations to that element. S- So both mostly both are used in the TypeScript code side. So we can use as @host listener and @host bind.
Okay. Okay. So what is use of interceptor?
So interceptor is used mostly. I've used interceptor in case of HTTP calls. So
Mhm.
mostly with every API call, I attach a token of the logged in user. So we can intercept all the HTTP calls and just create a clone of that HTTP call, add our whatever headers we want to add or any specific parameters or anything. So we can direct intercept that request, do our operations and send the HTTP call ahead. Means
Okay. So our operation means what? What do you think? What we can do over there? What are the things we can do?
So mostly we can uh, encode, I think so we can encode the data. If there is some body, we can perform some actions on the body. We can mostly I've used to just add the header, that is authorization header.
Okay.
But we can, yeah, we can alter all the means, we can alter the body, I think so we can alter headers. So
Okay.
mostly we
So
create a clone of that HTTP call and perform the actions on that cloned uh,
got it.
request.
Okay. So suppose you want to skip some of the headers. Okay. Suppose you have 10 API. Okay. So
Yeah.
you will add interceptor over there and you will add the authorization header for them. Okay. So it automatically adds the header and it will go to the backend, correct? With the
Yeah.
header. I want to skip 5 of them. So how can I do that?
Hmm.
Because it will add to everyone, correct?
Correct, correct.
So how can I do this then? I want to pass only 5. I don't want to pass that header in the other 5 APIs.
Mm. Just a second. Mm. Actually, I'm not remembering this thing, but I think so. Uh, for giving answer, I think so. I will just pass a flag in the headers and check in the interceptor if that flag exists. So I will skip that operation and just pass the request as it is.
Okay.
Uh,
So while writing a services,
yeah.
how you are catching the errors from the backend?
So we can use interceptor in this case also. We can means we can catch errors using a common handle error. Means we can create a function which handles the error, or we can use RxJS operator also, catch error to catch the if there is any error we can catch that, or we can use in subscribe we can check the error also.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I think so. This
So
is
okay, that's fine. So we can create our own handler. So it will
yeah,
be responsible to show error and everything.
correct. Yeah.
Okay. So have you written any test cases in your code?
No, actually, I have not. I have not done.
Okay, that's fine. But read about those. Okay. How to
Yeah,
write.
actually, I had a question regarding that. Mostly in our company, we don't write test cases.
Okay.
So I don't have any knowledge currently. So means I have basic idea. So there is describe the means we
Do one
generally
thing.
write.
Do one thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Take your clone at different location. Okay.
Hmm.
In your company, in your project. Okay. And try to write the test cases for that. At
Yeah.
least you will understand that how to write test cases for a Angular project.
Yeah. Actually, I
Because
thought
that is
about it.
the that will be a important thing for you while giving the
Yeah.
interview.
Actually, can you suggest any which means which testing should I learn? Because currently it is just means they have introduced just support.
Yeah, yeah, go with just now. That's fine.
So so I should skip Karma and Jasmine.
Yeah, yeah. Learn
Okay.
anyone, but learn anyone, that is fine. Check the
Yeah.
gist, I would say.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Actually, the project is too complex, means to write the test cases, so means everyone avoids to write.
Every project is a complex, Akash.
Yeah,
So none of the project are simple. So everyone, see the company, if company restrict you to write down the test cases, then that is not the problem. But some companies would expect you write the test cases
correct, correct.
while
Yeah,
adding the PR as well. Okay, if you are not written the test cases, your build will fail, and you are not able to merge your code to the production or somewhere anywhere in the integration as well. Okay, so that's why I'm saying learn that as well. Okay.
yeah, yeah, sure.
So you can take a simple component, try to write down the test case for that, at least for you, not for the company. So
I'm actually thinking to create a personal project and write test cases on it. So
don't create a personal as well. I would say that you already have a real time project. For
okay,
that only you can write, correct? So at least you will have the real time experience with it.
correct.
What you will add to
Sure,
the personal project, you will
sure. I
create
will
a
check,
div
check.
or you will just add a one data somewhere. That's it. So, but try to add some test cases for your project,
Okay, okay.
at least for you to learn. Okay. You
Yeah,
can create a separate branch or you can just clone somewhere, so you never push that changes to the master or somewhere. Just that's why I told you, just create a clone at different location and write down your code. You never gonna push that changes anywhere, just for you.
correct. Yeah,
Okay, okay then, anything else, Akash, apart from these things?
yeah. No, actually, means mostly I have not used JavaScript. Means I ignored JavaScript from start because of Angular. So I have learned JavaScript
Don't
recently.
ignore JavaScript, otherwise company
Uh,
will start ignoring
Actually,
you.
at beginning of career, as it was COVID time, so learned some basics of JavaScript and directly switched to TypeScript and Angular. So
I know that happens.
yeah.
Many people are
So
struggling with
recently I
JavaScript.
started JavaScript and there were means n number of topics which I didn't knew. So
Correct.
yeah.
I have pasted you one link of TopMate. So in that you will get the all the questions answers for JavaScript, HTML, CSS. At least you will get understand.
Yeah, actually I have bought this.
Yeah. So at least you will get a little bit idea about it.
Yeah, actually I purchased this 2 to 3 months back, I think. So when Angular 7 18 was about to get released, so before that 1 month.
Okay. Yeah. So over there, so what are the see the way you are right now saying that I'm struggling with and see you brought 2 3 months back, correct?
Yeah.
And you are saying now you just started learning JavaScript now, means
No, no, not
what?
now. It can be 3 to 4 months back. Yeah.
Then yeah, so at least the question which I have added over there,
Yeah.
if you read all those questions, at least your JavaScript will be considerable in that case. Okay,
Yeah.
so go through those questions once, and I'm trying to add some of the coding questions as well at
Correct. Yeah.
document, so we'll post that as well later.
Yeah, I will check that also. So do you have any feedback? Actually,
Yeah,
I'm not currently preparing for interview, but I was thinking to check means how much I am
I
prepared.
would say that first problem is JavaScript. Okay,
Correct. Yeah.
Angular is fine little bit. Okay, so the answers are quite considerable as per your experience, but if you make them neat and clean, then that would be a very good.
Uh,
Okay, so means I want to say that directly pinpoint. If I ask you something, then you should be answering only pinpoint answer, not here and there. So what will happen if I give you one question and you asked, you give that answer in that some different way, and I got another question in that case. So I'll ask
correct.
you that question as well. So give the answer based on that. You can answer the counter questions as well. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's on you how you are answering the things. If you are coming with a different confusing answers,